Okay, today we're going to learn the halacha Kriyat Shema Shalamita with Birkas HaMappil. If a woman have a chiyuv to read this Kriyat Shema Shalamita with the bracha of HaMappil. So in the Reish Lametet, the Magen Avraham brings like this: Uman shalanagu hanoshim leomron. It looks like by the time of the Magen Avraham there was maybe adayom some women don't say Kriyat Shema. The Svira lehu kevan the enanoig ela balaylo, since the Kriyat Shema Shalamita it's balaylo. Pturim. Dabei shazman groma. It's like mitzvahs. Esther shazman groma. Noshim pturis. The mele. That's also the mitzvahs the rabbanon and the raisa says shazman groma. Tonight you said some pturim. Moshe pturim Kriyat Shema. The dan mechut is a Kriyat Shema. Mitzvahs shazman groma. By yom uvalaylo. So the mele they don't have to say Kriyat Shema. That's the svar of the Magen Avraham, and many poskim, and the first one to disagree with him, it was the Eli Rabba. The Eli Rabba says like this: Kosvu Sivrei Musar, shegam anoshim tzrichos nizor b'kriyat shema shalamito b'kavona v'dikduk hatevos. They have to be not just say it carefully. They say Magen Avraham kotzot mashal nagul omram shudam mitzvah shazman grama balaylo v'en nochen. The Eli Rabba says, by the way, they were friends. Magen Avraham, we call him Yedidi in many places. Says v'en nochen. He disagrees with the Magen Avraham. The atu gavre boya shmira v'noshalo. The whole Kriyat mitzvah shmira. It's a protection. So what? The women don't need protection? The kasavdi the krishma mishum shmira. He says he bring the Eli Rabba before he wrote it mishum shmira. Okay. So and like I said, many follow the Eli Rabba on this one, and even the Mishnah Berurah when he brings the shit of the Magen Avraham, like Rabbi Kriyat Shema, says soon what? He ignores this Indian. He doesn't bring the whole machlekes Magen Avraham. Eli Rabba normally he follows Eli Rabba anyway, but over here he follows one thing the Magen Avraham, the other one not. So the is like this. I'll tell you where is the kasha on the Magen Avraham from Minahu Beh, from himself. In the Tur brings us three shittas like Kriyat Shema Shalamita. What part of Kriyat Shema we have to read? The first shitta, the shitta of the Tur, it says like this: V'dai b'parsha rishono. By Kriyat Shema Shalamita, it's enough to say Shmatil v'hoyam shemoya. Parsha rishono. The Krasim perek haroya anichnas lishon omer mashma ad v'hoyam shemoya. Over there, mashma from the perek haroya, it's only ad v'hoyam shemoya. That's the shitta of the Tur. Then he brings Rabbeinu Chananel. He brings the second shitta. Rabbeinu Chananel zal kosav shetzorich likros gam v'hoyam shemoya. Two parshas. Shma v'hoyam shemoya. L'fi she'ez bo b'shok b'chov kamecha. Parsha Shnei also has b'shok b'chov kamecha. Talks about you should say morning and night. V'chen lo yonoig adoini ovi arosh zal. So again, with the shitta of the Tur, only one parsha, the first parsha. Then the shitta Rabbeinu Chananel, and then also the Rosh, this father of the Tur, noig like this. Then the Bach brings the third shitta. The Bach says because of Marshal v'zel loshon Rabbeinu Yoina. The Marshal brings Rabbeinu Yoina. Because of Rabbeinu Yoina, because of Besifra. Sheyesh likros kula. You have to say all three parshas of Kriyat Shema. So MS lefi sheyesh bo ramach tevos shematzeles min hamazikim. The whole Kriyat Shema, you have 248 words, and that could protect 248 limbs of your body min hamazikim. So he said all three parshas. Okay, so like this. So the question is why there's a machlokes between the Rishonim. What's the purpose of Kriyat Shema? According to Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, is lamad midivra Torah. It's not for protection. The Shema Yisrael. It's not just before you go to sleep. You say you want to go with the Torah, and the Shema have to be at the end of the day. According to some, it's for protection, like Rabbeinu Yoina. So you're going to protect all your ramach evorim. So Lamaisa the mechaber paskent over here in the Reish Lametes koira al mitos parsha rishoina shel Shema, like the Tur. According to him, this is not for shmira the Shema. Umevorech HaMappil chav l'shena al einay. But then we're learning another thing from this. Baruch HaMappil is said at the end. Why? If you're going to say that the Kriyat Shema it's for shmira, HaMappil is also for shmira. You say Baruch HaMappil, Hashem should protect us throughout the night. When I wake up in the morning. So then, if Krishma the shmira, all the psukim, it's not interruption between your sleeping and HaMappil. It's a continuation of shmira. All the psukim they offer different poskim, different things to say. Yeshua will say Sir Elyon. But if you say Kriyat Shema, it's not for shmira, it's just to go to sleep with Divrei Torah, then it will be interruption after HaMappil. That's why the Machaber Pasken koire al mitosei parsha rishoina, then say HaMappil. Other psukim you could say because it's continuation of shmira. It's not interruption for HaMappil. However, the Magen Avraham brings over there. He says Rabbeinu Yoina Kosav, which just brought over here from the Bach. B'sem b'shem HaMeder shlomer kol Kriyat Shema shi ramach tevos lishma ramach evorom. So the Magen Avraham himself says you should say all three parshas like Rabbeinu Yoina because it's shmira. So according to this, by the way, if it's shmira, then you could say HaMappil first and then say the whole Shema Yisrael because it's not interruption. That's part of shmira. So if Magen Avraham holds it shmira, Kriyat Shema, that's what he brings. Say Rabbeinu Yoina. Why the women don't have to say it? Why the women don't have to say it? The women also need shmira. One kavschus I could say that Aruch HaShulchan says that the whole union of shmira says that the men should not come koiches atuma matamid them at night. According to this, women don't need it. However, Kaf HaChaim says you could say that's one kaf because that's only shaykh by men. That's shmir. It doesn't talk about other mazikin, but specifically they should not be nitma. It's not a man. But the shikla that's not shaykh by women. However, the Kaf HaChaim brings on Sifrei Kabbalah, same thing. Men need shmir from such a inyon tuma. Women also need shmir from inyon tuma. That says there is a shade in the cave is coming to the man. There is shade zocher coming to the woman. Could matame them. So according to this, they have to say. All of them Kriyat Shema for Shmira, whatever Shmira it is, Ruchnis, Gashmis, they need all say Kriyat Shmira. So why Mogen Avram said the women don't have to say it? L'chorah mitzat Shmira, they have to say it too. So the answer is very poshut. That's why the Mishnah Berurah, he quotes this Mogen Avram, try to say all three parshias, he ignores the inyan of women, have to say, don't say, doesn't mention it at all. The reason for it's very poshut. Mogen Avram never said that potu, they don't have to say it. He was Oyav Israel. We saw a lot of women don't say it. He tried to find a kav's chuz for them. That's what the Lashon. That's what already, he didn't create the minhag, he didn't create the talocha. The minhag was, a lot of women didn't say it, so he brings the kav's chuz efsher, the svira lahu. He doesn't say svira li, the svira lahu, they think, kav's chuz, okay, bring, Lamaisa, if you would ask the Mogen Avram, he would tell it clearly, the woman should say Kriyat Shema too, they need Shmira too. Bottom line is, we all need Shmira, so that's why to say Kriyat Shema. And by the way, Lagabe Birkas HaMappil, if the whole Kriyat Shema is Shmira, so I would say, I looked in three Sidurim, Sfarad, Ashkenaz, they all say HaMappil first, then say Kriyat Shema. Minhag Chabad, they say HaMappil at the end, after they say all the psukim. So the Choyrem, is like this, why we're not Choyshesh to the Shita, if Kriyat Shema, it's not for Shmir, the Shita of Shulchan Aruch, of Rabbeinu Hananel, of the Tur, Rosh, all of them, they don't say all three, they say only one parsha or two parshias. So if it's not for Shmir, after HaMappil, it would be interruption, the Kriyat Shema. So how come in most Sidurim they print the Shema Yisrael, the HaMappil first, then all the psukim? So the answer is, it's like the Mishnah Berurah said, it depends on your nature. It says, if you know, after the middle of Kriyat Shema, you're going to fall asleep, so better say the bracha, this way said bracha, before you go to sleep. If you go to sleep in the middle, you went to sleep, you fell asleep, you couldn't, your mama is so exhausted, you couldn't finish it. But if you know, you could say the whole Kriyat Shema without falling asleep, and you could control, meaning you know I'm not going to fall asleep in the middle of Kriyat Shema, then you should say you recommend to say HaMappil at the end. So according to this, even the Mishnah Berurah, and all this poskim, according to Mishnah Berurah, it's recommended to say HaMappil at the end. This way, all of the other psukim, that's not interruption, whether it's psukim of Shmira, whether it's psukim of Divrei Torah. So if you know that you're not going to fall asleep, so the bottom line is a woman and children definitely should say Kriyat Shema. That's a good protection, and everybody needs protection to say Kriyat Shema before they go to sleep.